Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video today, I am excited to reveal, I am excited to share that in the season 22-23, Celtic are going to be the #1 team in the world. Now, on Sorare, the scoring matrix is 0 to 100, and over the last season or two, we've seen Bayern, we've seen Ajax, we've seen PSG, Bruges, River Plate, Ulsan, Kawasaki Frontale, the Seattle Sounders. We've seen lots of teams, Red Bull Salzburg, make decent claims, Liverpool as well, to being the best team on Sorare. And every season there's like, oh, this team did pretty well, and that team did pretty well, but I've positioned my gallery in such a way I'm backing myself up. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you why I think Celtic are going to be kicking ass and taking names in this season, why I've moved my gallery in this direction, and the teams that I've managed to put together. Now, if you don't play Sorare, there's a link in the description in this video down below that will get you a free card once you've bought 5 from the market. It goes back to supporting all the content here at Quinny3001 and Sorare TV. It gets you a free card once you've bought 5 from the market, so it's a win-win situation. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. At any point in the video today, if you laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble and let's get stuck into it. If you could hit the subscribe button, I do daily global football content, everything from Wonder Kids and Rising Star Managers to fantasy football and watch-alongs. That will also automatically enter you into my April giveaway. This month I'm giving away a rare under-23 midfielder, Luciano Ferreira of Rosario Central, and 2 limited goalkeepers. If you want to stick around to the end of the video, we'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, there's only one place to start when it comes to lineup construction and forecasting on scores and different team formations. Sorare Data is the only show in town, and I've went through Sorare Data and I have put together all the teams I'm expecting to run out when the European seasons commence for the 22-23 season. What we notice in the dominant teams across domestic football is, regardless of the result, there's always some key players that will always rack in with huge all-round scores because they're getting involved in all the passing, they're key ball winners, key ball progressors, they make lots of assists, they get lots of goals, that sort of thing. And those areas are typically concentrated in defence and attack. More famously with teams like Bayern, for example, if you have an absolute standout like Kimmich, who is that kind of connector passer player, then it can be them. But more often than not, it is the big powerhouse defenders that get the final third passing because the team is just so dominant that the whole team moves into the opponent's half. And then subsequently, just the geography on the pitch is some of these defenders like Cameron Carter-Vickers, Starfelt, they're then getting lots more final third passes than your average centre-back. And when you look at the statistics from last season on SO5, you can see that there's lots of really deep greens, but if you followed Celtic closely, like, it doesn't take long to go back. Like, let's even just throw back here to this 1-0 loss in Livingston in September. The team, look at that. Albion Ajetis up front. James McCarthy started. So is Welsh. So is Bolingoli. We'll find another one relatively at random. Here's a 2-1 loss to Hearts in July. And again, we've got Edward in the team, Bittens at centre-back, Sorrow started this game. So the team as we know it hasn't actually been playing together very long, hasn't actually been assembled very long. And the closer we get to, you know, the time of this team being composed, you know, even look at this in December, Boxing Day, Juranovic in midfield, a midfield three of Juranovic, Bitten and McCarthy with a Badan Furuhashi as a front two, Scales and Welsh at fullback, and then you compare that to, you know, the kind of teams where we're rolling out towards the end of the season when everyone was fit and available, wasn't away on international duty, had signed at the team and got up to speed. Look how strong the bench is, you know, even some of these guys that will be rotating, if you know, it's just a bit of fortune, you know, but sometimes the guys from the bench are coming off and getting decisive actions to boot as well. So I really see so much room for growth. When I look at the statistics and I drill in a little bit more, over the last 40 games, only 2 Celtic players have caught 1 triple in any match over the last 40 matches, which is an incredible statistic. But when you scratch beneath the surface and you see how rocky the season was and why it was such an amazing achievement that the team did win the league, that, you know, I think this season coming, this is going to be the best team in the world. At the moment, if you wanted to buy the best 11 in limited form, it would be €1,800. And if you wanted to buy the rare team, the full starting 11, would be about €12,500 at the moment. Thankfully, Sorare is a 5-a-side fantasy football game. And let's have a look now at the teams I've built. Now, the only Well, one of the features I love about Sorare Data Concepts and Sorare Data Lineup Builder is you get to see the aggregate score of your guys in terms of, you know, the scores they've collected previously put together in a team, and you would see where you would have finished in particular game weeks. Now, the problem with a lot of my Celtic cards here is a lot of them haven't always played in conjunction with one another down to rotation, when they were signed, when they were injured, all that kind of stuff. But this feels like a top of the food chain, limited all-star team, top to bottom. We've recently brought in a Vickers since he has signed on permanent. Got my Champion Edition card, and I've had that Daizen Maeda for ages. It's number 9 of 1,000 in the Yokohama kit, so it's XP'd out of its eyeballs. Even with the infrequency of them playing, there's, you know, 37 there from Rio, the midfielder card, we're still just getting close to prizes there. And even again with Furuhashi coming back from injury, we've been in amongst a tier 2 historically, you know, so it feels like this is good to make up, this is good the bones of a really good team. In Limited, I'm not doing too much more with Celtic other than in Challenger Euro, I won a Yannick Van Osh, I've got some historic cards from the J-League already, and I've got a Kyogo plugged in here, but this card will actually be given away on FC Barcelona, that's my Sorare club. It's our 2-year birthday on Monday the 6th of June. All the details for the giveaway will be on my Twitter, so make sure you follow me at Quinny3001. But as you can see, I do think Ideguchi's going to get more minutes, right? But he's the big problem in this graph, is that he's just featured so little that there's not that many game weeks all 5 of these players have been playing together. But I will look to upgrade Ideguchi. I also need to replace the Furuhashi, but Challenger Limited isn't a league I'm particularly bothered about, to be honest with you. Now we're going to go all the way to the top next, okay? Now this is going to be my D2 team rolling out. I just think Kyogo Furuhashi and Daizen Maeda next season are on track for 30 decisive actions each, no problem at all. I think Callum McGregor has shown his worth over the last couple of games with Scotland, and you know the form he can get in a Celtic team is there to be had, and with the unique bonus that adds to this team, it'll be phenomenal. Reo Hatate, now I've got every position of this guy in this lineup builder, you know, defender, midfielder, forward, etc. For me, the defender is the most like boomer bust of the cards. You know, the defender can pick up really low scoring points if we don't get a clean sheet, if he loses a lot of possession, that kind of thing. But it is the most 100 capable card based on historical data. So I feel that this has got the peaks in it, and I'm happy to roll with the punches with some of the troughs because I think the other guys in the team will make it up. The only upgrade I would maybe make on this would maybe be a Carter Vickers or a Starfelt, but both of those guys are wildly more expensive than Reo Hatate. I would have the option as well of playing Taylor in here, and as well, like, even if I drop, because we don't see too much here, but if I dropped Furuhashi out of this and put in GG, you would see this team would get on the podium, would have got on the podium twice. Once we plug in GG Captain into this, it's not quite 2 podiums, but we're just, I had to zoom right in because I'm like, that looks like 2, but it's saying tier 2 reward, but must have been like a point or 2 off, 2 podiums potentially. But the form GG had and the little spells that he had, I'm expecting Kyogo to get that form like week in, week out, and to get on 1 podium and be really close to that star super rare, the Mbappe, the Haaland caliber card, gives me much optimism for those guys for the season ahead. Now for All-Star Rare Pro, again I'm getting that vertical stacking element of getting the Maeda and the Kyogo up and running together. Ki Sung Young's probably my best shout for a super rare mid. Taylor, I think Taylor's going to be on now as the out and out number 1 left back if we pick up this Bernabe guy from Lanús, because he feels like a bit raw and a bit number 2ish, you know. So I think Taylor's going to be nailed on, or pretty nailed on, most game weeks to be the left back for Celtic. And also Joe Hart is going to be in the sheets in the nets, keeping clean sheets I should say, every single week. And as you can see, this team would have won the All-Star Rare Pro Division and won as a tier 0 card in game week 268, which actually wasn't that long ago if we played them all together. And it's been very tier, you know, you can see it's very tier 1 capable, no two ways about it. And I think this team is going to cause all sorts of havoc on the leaderboards when it comes into the actual season itself. Now this team is going to take a lot of wishful thinking. Harwood Bellis and Vinicius Souza heavily linked to Celtic. Maybe Harwood Bellis is going to go to Burnley. That's not too much of a fly in the ointment for me because, you know, the Championship plays like 46 matches, so I'm going to be able to play him every week, which is great. But Vinicius Souza, I would love to see him in the SPFL. The SPFL, if you haven't noticed this on Sorare already, has some amazing scoring power. You just need to look at guys like Paul McGinn. But a lot of these power scorers in the SPFL win lots of duels, get lots of interceptions, and make lots of defensive actions like that. And Vinicius Souza, who's built his SO5 game on these actions, you know, it feels like a match made in heaven if he was to go to the SPFL. Nemeka, I think, is going to have a great year at Wolfsburg under Niko Kovac. I think he's going to be one of the standout strikers in the Bundesliga. And Jota, captain till I die. Of course, this team feels destructively dangerous. And it would have been in a couple of times in amongst the tier ones. And again, with the frequency of some of these guys playing in and out of teams in the same team. Nemeka was injured a lot. Vinicius Souza had some injuries. Harwood Bellis had the whole Anderlecht thing early season. So there's not too much of a sample size again, but there's enough green shoots there to get me proper excited about the potential for this to be a Celtic stack. Harwood Bellis, Vinny Souza and Jota with Van de Voort and Nemeka either side. It feels like a great lineup. And in Challenger Rare Pro, I've got a wee bit of a problem with midfield. I'm hoping Rogic moves to like Croatia or something like that. That would be lovely. Otherwise, I've got guys like, I don't know, Snodgrass and Cham, Palaversa. There's a few okay guys here. Depends on minutes and stuff. I'm hoping Snodgrass plays a lot more for Luton next year. But again, just with a lot of these guys have not played in enough game weeks together to get a sample size. Palaversa, if he was to get a decent loan, he's been linked to Benfica and Sporting Lisbon, then that could be fun. But I don't really have much going on here. So I think for Challenger, I do need some more midfield options for Rare and Limited, because I just don't have, you know, and Cham can score okay, but he was in and out of the team at Swansea the back end of last year. But I do want to be winning Celtic cards, and one of the best places that's going to be to win Celtic cards is going to be in the Challenger division, which is one I haven't played really in like a year and a half, and that's why the contingent I've got there is so threadbare. But Celtic, like I mentioned there with Vinicius Souza, been in the SPFL and winning lots of defensive actions in the tougher matches away from home, is going to build up tons of points for every position on the pitch really, and we're such a free-flowing attacking team. It's so easy to imagine. And in this as well, I've not even included like Liel Abada, Turnbull, Vickers, Starfelt. There's a lot of potential in the other elements of the squad. Even McGregor, rare and super rare. These cards are dangerously powerful. And I think for the European season, we're going to see lots of green and white across all the leaderboards. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to get stuck in. I'll be going to more and more Celtic games this season as well coming up. And we had, I think it was a joke or a kind of little tease thing, if anything. But, you know, if there's any add-ons or any bonuses for playing your guys and then going to the match, like, I'll be getting 5 season books. This is what it all amasses to, you know. So we've got some great vertical stacking on the go with the Kyogo and Maeda. I've got Ideguchi's and Reo Hatate's coming out my Huza, if you know what I mean. And then I'm just filling those gaps in with some of these other pieces I've got in the club, because of City Football Group or an ex-Celtic card or whatever. And, you know, it really does feel like it's going to be a huge season ahead for FC Barcelona, and that's my club. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who is going to be the best team in the world for the 22-23 Sorare season? I think it's Celtic. Who do you think it's going to be? I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share and retweet and all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Let's get into all the giveaway stuff before I let you go. I'm still doing monthly giveaways, and I'm making it easier to enter. If you want to be entered to win this month's prize or any future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button. You need to be a subscriber to enter, then leave a comment down below. Each month, a random comment from a random video will be selected as the winner, so the more videos you leave a comment on, the better the chance you've got of winning any of my giveaways. All the winners are announced at the end of videos the same way as we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. As always, guys, if you've enjoyed the video today, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. On screen now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.